What's up, among last chaos? All that good stuff. My day is going pretty good. Hopefully yours is. You can always leave a comment on that if you wish. The battle for your Helms Deep. It chooses you. Now you might ask, what is it that is my Helms Deep? Helms Deep is a fortress, is it not? Everything that you might have built upon this spot. As far as your morals, what you believe, what it is that you wish to see, and what you know that can possibly be. There are ones that wish to break into this siege and take it from you. Will you allow them to take it from you? What do you believe? How long will you stand? Through battle after battle, will you be the last to stand? Or will you crumble at your enemy's feet? No matter if it is circumstance or anything else. Your Helm's Deep is more important than you know. For all evidence of what you believe it happens to show. Do you stand firm? Are you steadfast? When it is something that you do not believe, do you very clearly make that known? Do you even know what it is to you? What is the belief system that is dedicated to you? Now, my question with this. How many times do you see shows or commercials that challenge this? Does it crumble away slowly? Or do you stand firm and nothing happens slowly? Other than the fact you prove upon the fact, their efforts mean nothing. For you are one that stands for something. Do you battle back? Do you do things to ensure that is known for a fact? Say there's something you do not like to see on TV. You realize there are places you can go to show that. Surveys, petitions, and other things to show that. Or, very easily do one thing. Change the channel for what it is you see. Or pick one that does not have such things. Do not forget, they keep track of such things. How do they know what a popular TV show is or not? But are these things challenged? Or do you even notice they are being challenged? Do you defend your Helm's Deep or do you not? Do you take a defeat? You may not even notice it happens until it is brought to your attention. Changes. Did you notice? Surely, if it is that you are one that is steadfast, you have noticed. If you're not, then it means you do not know what it is you stand for. You do not know your moral code. You have not decided it. If you decide something, as far as such things as this, you must stand firm with this. Otherwise, this battle that is going on within your keep, here's the funny part. It's going on right within your keep. What is the one thing that more than likely you have? In fact, more than likely you're watching it on something that can be in your keep. The safest place that you always choose to go. Somewhere that if you tell someone no, they are not allowed to go. It has upon a lock and key. Even sometimes you have a peephole so you can see who might be outside of your keep. Does not mean it does not go with you, for it is the morals and other things you believe that go with you. But this is going on right inside of it, and you don't even realize it. How much TV do you watch? Do you ever notice things against your morals show up as it is you watch? Do you ever wonder why that is? And then look at what happens because what it is. Have you not noticed a sudden change? As far as how people tend to associate or arrange the violence that you see, other things. For ones that this you happen to see, they have lost their battle for their Helms deep. And the evidence you happen to see, or for what it is they believe is right, has been corrupted because they did not notice they were in the fight. Have you? You have the power to change the situation. It's not too hard to change this kind of situation. But not only that, for the ones that, during this battle that has been going on, they were very aware of such things going on. picking and choosing carefully for what it is they wish to see, what things they will allow to be. The question is, do you do such things? Have you already been affected and you do not know that you have? Look at morals 20 years ago people had. Compare it to what it is nowadays. Is it different than what it was 20 years ago? What, you do not believe? Treat another as it is that you wish to be treated? Be nice and you will be rewarded because of the way that you happen to treat another? Work hard and you will be what it is you work hard to be? And yet the battle upon your Helms Deep you do not see. This can mean many things to multiple people. There's a reason why I chose Helms Deep, by the way, as far as when I speak of this. Ever watched the movie Lord of the Rings? In that movie particularly, that is the most fortified castle there is, with the most defenses, most offenses, and the easiest way to defend it, without any effort. Of course, if you're steadfast, you can do so without any effort. So have you defended yours? It's easy to. You decide. See something that is not like, that fits to that. You set it aside. And then take the steps to make sure that it's never seen again. It's not hard. Is it? Even if it is it not worth it? People wonder why there's so much violence and other things nowadays. I just gave you an answer of why. Question is, you knowing that, will this die? Or will your morals and what it is you believe, what it is that you see that could be your dream? Yet many do not realize such things happen right in front of them, in their plain sight of their eyes. You see a change you do not like. It's your choose if you fight for what it is that you know is right. Changes that occur in front of your eyes, but when you do nothing, it never changes, for you have done nothing. So what is it to you? Maybe it's the way someone treats you. It can be many different things. Is it that, as it is, I just spoke? Let me ask you this. Will you do anything about what it is I just spoke? Are you being treated right? Will you show that and put up a fight? Or will you show them by doing nothing? And your morals, that is right. Because by doing nothing, that is what you show. By doing that, you declare, I'm okay with what it is you show. Maybe did that step on a few toes? I hope it did, because at least it shows me we're facing in the same direction as it did. Means that you have full attention to what it is, without any distraction of attention. And it shows that it's hit home for something that you have not done, that you know you should have done. But of course, that's not where it is I aim. It's quite a bit higher for where it is I aim. Maybe is it that it might be an aspiration that you have? You can look at it the same. Have you defended it from ones that do not believe the same? Have you shown that you're able to do as it is that you are? Or do you not worry about such things? Maybe it's a relationship you wish to be. Same thing can be applied to such things. So what is it that happens to be your Helms Deep? A fortress that you should be able to defend without any effort, for upon you have decided you will defend. Or is it that someone else will sit upon your seat? And the one that is in your Helm's Deep. For you are the captain upon your life. Do you allow someone else to sit upon the seat that's dedicated to the captain of your life? It's a well thought out fight that you must fight. But if you use such things properly, none can take your Helms Deep if you use it properly. Your morals and for what it is you believe, for what it is in your life you wish to see. It's not always easy for you to see if there's an enemy within your keep, especially if it is you do not know that what you believe is being warred against until it happens to be shown. Do you know what it is that is this to you? Do you know what it is that you will do? Will you kick them out? Maybe the situation that you need to kick out can be applied to such things as this as well, if it is that you believe. That applies to your dream as well. Whatever that may be that applies to you. Maybe it's something that you don't notice, that for some reason all of a sudden you happen to notice. Or something that you never understood until it's time for you to. As far as what it is you are to do. Only other question I have. Did you get kicked out of your own? Do you no longer control the life that is to be your own? Is it that your resistance it has not grown? Not always easy to keep such things. Not always easy to withhold such things. But is it worth it to lose it? Sorry, I gotta get something real quick. Actually, I'm gonna end up going to a little bit of a harder area. But I gotta get what it is that I need. Before I can do that. You utilize all resources that you have to make it to where longer you can happen to last. Otherwise, you will tire out fast. For if you really wish to defend your Helm's Deep, you must be able to last. It's easy if it is that you declare upon the fact, and actually choose to act. Now, there's another perspective you can look at as well. Do people treat you as well as it is that you wish to be? Do you stand up if it is that is not what you see? You wish to be treated as it is that you need. Then why not let the world see what it is that you will, under every condition, treat me, regardless of what you think of me. For ones that do not have respect for another, very easy to tell when they do not have such things for another. For they disgrade the other when it is not decided or needed for such things. Yet another helm deep in these such things. You are the one that decides if it is something that you are able to keep or something that you will lose because you are incapable to keep. The way people treat you is a direct result of what you allow in that result. What you are willing to accept shows by what it is you prove you accept. If it is something that you do not see as moral, do you choose to turn away, turn it off because it is not moral? Or do you find humor in such things? Not realizing slowly, you start to do the same things. For it is that you see that it is acceptable. You show the proof that it is acceptable. By not taking the steps to ensure it cannot be, you yourself allow it to be. Your helm deep, it is under siege. Will you fight back? Or it will be you that happens to be pushed back? You're the only one that decides this. For ones that actually stand for what it is they believe. For these actions they can be pronounced and happen to be seen. Many that do not know such things, they will be confused by such things. But the folly in what it is they do is eventually they end up being less than you. One that if it is you keep your helms deep, you are the only one that is able to stay upon your feet. For when it is ones of nobility, happen to see ones that have the same morals and wish the same to be. For these kinds of things are clearly seen. Some do not always have such things. But it does not mean you must be the same as these such things. To have a higher standard, that is. To settle for nothing but what it is you wish for what it is. Why not stand for something that is good, instead of something that is not? Does that make any sense upon this spot? Or say something that happens, an action of another that you happen to see as it happens. Do you accept for what it is, even if it is moral, in their eyes for what it is? There are some that see certain things moral as others do not. Small example of this in this spot. Say you grew up in a neighborhood that violence was low. Hardly any. Compare that to someone that daily, who sees it as moral and who does not. For they must engage in it to live in that spot. No choice, or it is they cannot be there. But does that make it right? Good question, is it not? So, what is your Helm's Deep? What do you have to defend daily? For regardless if you realize it, you are defending it daily. Maybe a belief. Maybe how it is you wish to be. Maybe for something that you wish you could see. Fairly easily addressed, though. All you have to do is let the one that happens to try to attack Let them know something. You must stand back. You cannot go forward. You shall not pass, for you cannot go forward. Do so with a resilient nature, a shield that pushes back that kind of nature, that regardless for what it is they might see as right, for you, this is not and cannot be right. Continue to do whatever it is that fight. Take the proper channels, for there is always some kind of way to let it know that is not what it is you wish to see, not what it is you wish to be. By declaring war on such things that is different than something that is good, why would you stand for anything different? For it is that you must. Because, regardless if you are aware, you must. For there has already been war declared upon you. You just may not realize that it has been declared upon you. Every time your morals are challenged, there's a war going on to have them be challenged. Will you fight back or submit to such challenge? For daily upon your Helms deep, you either choose to let it be, or declare and show actions upon what it is you wish to see. Do you defend your Helms deep? Do you show upon what it is you believe? Do you wish to have more? Then why is it you do not show you wish to have more? Are you unaware of such things? Have you ever noticed such things? The very thing you believe is it being challenged? Then why do you not step up to the challenge and challenge for what it is that you believe? Show that what it is you know is not moral upon what it is you see. Fear, maybe? There are multiple ways to take care of that without anyone to know. If it is that you wish your face not to be shown. But you're the one that decides upon if this is something that is your fate. So my question is, why do you choose to hesitate? Do you not know that it is your right? Do you not know for what it is you fight or see you think is not right? That if you do not act, no one will. You wish to have proof that no one will? Let me ask you this. If someone did, then why is it the way it is? You have the right to speak out. You have the right to kick them out. It is that you wish not to see such things, that challenge your morals. There's easy things you can do with such things. Say you see an ad that you do not wish to see. Very easy. Either change the channel, mute it, step away, or reset it. It's all you'd have to do if you're on a computer or a device. Refresh upon the device, and then report it. There are multiple ways that you can report it. Petitions can be started. Other things such as this. Do you know such things as this? Refusing to accept, they will do nothing unless it is you wish to show you reject. If it is that you put upon the fact you do not like that, any friends upon you know, same thing, all of a sudden. You know what doesn't show? All you must do is speak out. Say there was a commercial. You realize there's contact information, right? All you have to do is contact the one that is doing that channel and have all your friends that disagree with what it is they happen to see email them saying the same exact thing in their own words. Do you realize what would happen? Or make others aware upon the fact you do not accept. All of a sudden, you have numbers upon the fact they should not do that. Do you not? But did you ever think to do that upon this spot? Easy to understand, is it not? But yet, you might claim to have it. But my question is, by your actions do you prove you have it? Or do you not? Do you notice little things about these commercials showing through you now that you've seen it? Questioning because the fact you have seen it? That make any sense? You're the one that picks, though. And then when it is that you wonder why things are happening around you, just know you're the one that did not show. And you did not like that, so no one knows. Will you defend your Helms Deep? What it is that you happen to believe? Or will it be, instead of you, which it should be, you let another defeat you, when it is that you had everything that you needed? Regardless upon if it is you thought you had everything you needed. The easiest fortress to ever defend. And you're the one that started with it, my friend. So why is it that another is the victor upon this end? Do not lie to yourself. Do not lie to another. You have not stood for what you believe in, my sister or brother. If it is that you accept it, then allow it to be. But just know when you see things you do not wish to see, you are the one responsible for what it is you see. For it is that you, yourself, have allowed it to be. A daily siege. Within your Helm's Deep, it happens, but you do not see. Slowly crumbling away for what it is that you yourself had the strength to last longer, for you were the one that meant to have the strength. But because it is you did not stand, slowly your walls begin not to stand. Every offense and defense you happen to have, because it is you did not stand. Now no longer does a Helm's Deep stand, but only a fraction of what it was. You can easily rebuild it for what it was. If it was you were to stand for what it is that you believe, why do you not stand? What's up? It looks like I need to take an intermission. It'd be a great time for you to do so as well. It'd be a great time to think of questions or comments or anything else like that. If you like the motivational poetry stuff I do, you can easily Google me or look under major music distributors, Gaming with Knack, Inspirations of a Gamer. Do you find certain things to be challenged? Things that technically should never be challenged. The way that you might believe. The way that you see what is right. for what it is that you believe is right? Do you not see it challenged every day? Things that you should not see. Ways that ones might act. Do you refuse to watch things that involve that? Do you disassociate, or do you continue? You never know if there might be damage to that if you wish to continue. Breaking down for what it is you believe. Do you not have something to stand for? Something you can believe? Are you firm? Are you not? If it goes against this, do you dare say that you are? Does it help you near or far? Will it affect how it is that you believe? Will it change for what right you now see? If it is that you accept it, continue to watch it. You declare upon the fact you accept it. Yet you wonder why you continue to see it. There are things you can do. They can tell if it is that you continue to view. Things that are challenged that should not be. Will you stand there and let it be? Or will you stand and say, these are things I do not wish to see? By doing nothing, you allow it to be. If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. So which is it? Things that once you stood for will turn away, but yet you do not know more? Makes me wonder, is that standard now lower? Do you even realize that it is lower? Do you care? If you don't, I'll tell you this. What you see in the real world, more you will see. Try to get you to accept something that, in fact, you should not. And for some, you know that. For the others, they may not. But will you stand for your morals or not? to believe in a certain way. Do you stand for it? Or do you not? As for me, I do. I have a few beliefs that might differ from you. As most people that will ever get to this point, they can all say that upon this point. For most will never even get to see or know this video is actually here in this spot. There are very few that will ever get to this spot. But for the few that do, I ask that question to you. Will you stand for it? Will you not? Do you truthfully have the morals you claim upon this spot? Or do you not? The actions upon what you see, what you experience, and what you allow to be are the true judge for all to see. Will you defend it? Will you not? Is it as if a Helms deep in this spot? Does this battle happen to choose you? The world will notice for what it is that you do. Some of your beliefs might be different than mine. That is completely fine. But you must decide what morals are mine. Are they way that it was to be designed? Or are they not, regardless of the time? For you may not know, but your morals, what you believe, it is being challenged every day in front of your eyes. Are you too blind to see? Do you stand for one that believes and says these things we will achieve? Or ones that support things that are not what it is you truthfully believe? Do you do what it is that you are able? If for some reason you think you are not able, do not forget, you have a power button to that cable. Or what it is that you allow. Do not forget, also, there are petitions and other things you can sign to make it to where it cannot be allowed. There's a reason why such things are in place. You are to have freedom in this place, right? Yes, they might wish to do what it is that they do, but it does not mean that it has to involve you. Does not matter for what it is that might be their right, for even you have your own right. If it is something you do not wish to see, make sure you make it very clear it's something you do not wish to see. Otherwise, it will continue to be. For it slowly happens. You do not notice. It is like a lobster. You put in cold water. You turn up the heat. They do not notice. Same thing is happening to your morals, my friend. Look a few years ago and to now. What seems to be the major change that has happened now? Compared to then, what major, as far as certain things, pay attention? Did you not notice? Are these changes you wish to continue to be? The way I'll put it, at least as far as how I stand myself. That is not a matter that concerns myself. But it does not mean that I wish to see or try to be programmed into accepting for what it is that you wish to be. Regardless of orientation or what it is that you prefer. Regardless if it's image or your lover you happen to prefer. As for me, I do not stand for it. For it has nothing to do with me, so I cannot stand for it. And it is against what it is that is my moral code. It remains the same, and it always will. Does not mean I do not accept you for what you are, or what you believe. Just means it's something I do not wish to hear or see. Because it does not pertain to me. Small example of what it is that I believe. And will remain until the last. For it is a value of mine that will last. I'll have to adjust that a little bit, seems like. There we go. So as the battle chooses you, with this, what is it that you will do? Will you stand for what it is you believe, or for the world will they see that you do not? In this battle that chooses you, in this spot, will you choose for what it is that is right? Or do you stand for anything that resembles or means anything right? Not always easy to engage in such fight. By your actions, though, you prove, if it is, that what you say you believe is right. Your words mean nothing if it is you do not engage in the fight. So these morals, or whatever this may be, do you actively fight for the world to see? It chooses you because you might declare for what it is you stand, or it is to test for what it is that you truthfully stand. So, do you choose? Do you not? The proof of your actions show that upon this spot. When the battle for your Helms Deep chooses you, you decide the ending of that fight. Will you do for what it is that is right? Is it that maybe your morals might be forgot? Is it that they fade away into history because it is that you have forgot? Is it something easy or hard for you? You do realize that battles are not hard to do, but the end result is decided by you. Do you have the spirit to do so? Or are you too scared? Too scared to do so? When the battle chooses you, you do realize you are the one that chooses what you will do. Is it something that you will stand for? Is it something you will not? It does not matter for what it is you do. If it is that you do not do for what it is you believe that has been said by you. For at that point you prove for the morals you say you stand for. In truth, they are not what it is you stand for. So it picks you Is it something that you need to do? Or do you get distracted by what it is that is opposite of that? Whatever it may be that you happen to call that. Is it something worth standing for? Is it not? Are you the victor or the victim at this spot? You're the one that chooses. So what is it? You declare by your actions that you are choosing. Not always easy to do the choosing. Not always easy to know that such things have come against. It does not matter if it is come against. It more matters what you do with the situation. For we are speaking about the situation. But will you do it in a respectable way as well? Or will you do something that hinders what it is you wish to do because it was not a properly thought out plan by you? To do so in the wrong way can make you look as if you are the fool upon that day. When it is that a battle happens to come your way, will you ensure that it does not get in to what it is you defend? Or will you allow it to get in? There's multiple ways to ensure it doesn't. Of course, you are the one that decides if it doesn't. Do you see it before it happens to come close? There are things you can do before it happens to come close. So as this battle happens to pick you, do you know what it is that you need to do? Do you have a proper plan? Maybe, do you even think about such things? Multiple things you can do about standing for your morals. Why would you allow something that does not fit within your morals slowly seeps in, and then you start to notice it within and for what it is that you project? Could have took care of that if you did not let it in. in the first place, by showing you accept it in the first place. So as it chooses you, even though you have no choice, your response, that is your choice. Even if it is an aspiration, do you actively pursue this aspiration? Because technically speaking, it has chosen you. For why else would it be that it happened to come to you? Or maybe that feeling that it does not feel right. You ever wonder why that feeling is there? Do you realize that shows, and whatever that is, in truth, you do not like for what it is being shown or heard there? If you are questioning, ask the question, why would I be asking or questioning? A question that answers a question. If it is that you ask, why do I feel that is not right? By the mere fact you've asked the question, you've proved that your morals are asking you that question. Is there anything in your life like that? A battle that chooses you just like that? Then why is it that you stand idly by? You are the one that can ensure that it does not continue. Do you realize what it is you do if it is you allow it to continue? A constant war upon your Helms deep to what it is that you believe to be right for what it is you see. The battle has chosen you. If you are questioning, there are plenty things you can do. As I have mentioned before, in the segment that was before. But in case it is you might have missed that, multiple things you can do with that. Send emails, make phone calls. Ensure the fact they know you do not like that. But the question is, for the moral you say you stand for, do you or do you not? By doing nothing, does it prove it upon that spot? Or in truth, do you actually believe that in this spot? Belief requires action if it is true. If it is not, then it is something in truth is not believed by you. So what is it that you will do? Even other battles might choose you. Maybe for one that does not see it, but you do upon this spot. Very easy to merely act. If it is that you do not, who will? Or maybe someone that's not willing, but you can see the distress because of what they see. They do not like. You can step in, for you already know upon that spot that they do not like. Or you see someone that is not doing something right. You may be the only one willing to engage in that fight. So will you, or will you not? Can give a small example, so you may understand what I mean. It's fairly simple. Say you see someone bullying someone. Are you going to stop that person, or are you going to allow it? Or you see something being done that you know is not right. Are you going to stand there and do nothing? Do you know what it is that you're doing when you do nothing? You're not engaging with the war that is going on within and outside your keep. Will you engage or will you not? You say you have morals upon this spot, but yet there is no action to back it up. Now this can be circumstance. It can be other things other than that. Many of what it is, at least in this specific, can be applied to almost anything not specific. Say it is you're pursuing your dream and someone tells you you should not. Do you listen to them upon this spot? You'll always have haters regardless. But the only question you can ask to see if it is something that you can take a grain of salt to for what it is they say. Do they pursue their dream upon this day? If they do not, wonder why they would try to stop you upon this spot. Is it that they do not wish for you to be more than them? Have you ever thought of that before you brought your dream to an end? Not everyone wishes for you to succeed. Sometimes there is jealousy upon the fact that you have succeeded. for they crave upon what it is that you do, or the success that happens to be brought by you. For the most part, most that would do such a thing, there is no success in what it is that is their dream. It irritates them that you pursue, and they wish to not be less than you. Or some, they're so used to negativity because of things I've talked about in this first, and this that I happen to be doing within the two separate, about the same thing. They did not defend their helms deep. They see that you have, and they wish for yours not to be. It's fairly easy to see. So when it is that a battle chooses you, what is it that you will do? There's another thing you can do, by the way. Something very useful upon this day. Check out their social media and see what it is they say. For the most part, one that happens to say such things. Will you have happy or sad things? Will you have things that tear one down, or one that builds them from the ground? Easy way to tell if you take a grain of salt and realize, for what it is they said is just useless salt, and it can be trampled upon that day, for nothing of substance they happen to say. So when the battle picks you upon this day, what about another is it that you will say? Will you say, you can pick yourself up, you can move upon another day, there's ones that have worse than you could ever imagine in a single day. Your whole life could not add up to what it is that they have faced. Lack in comparison and for what it is they face. A daily struggle mountains upon their way. But there's a difference between what it is they do and say. The ones that say as it is they have no substance. For a mountain stood before them and proved they have no substance. For when it is they told that mountain to move, for their actions it chose not to move. But for the ones that showed such things, the mountain trembled because of such things. for the one that helped the other up. Got more strength. For more backed them up. The one that did not. Lack of friends upon this spot. For all were either driven away because of what it is negative they do or say, to the ones that they call their friends upon this day. But for the one that spoke positivity, impossible things, for this one they can see. So when it is the battle chooses you, which one of these two describe you? The one that could not move the mountain, they had no help. For sometimes to move such things, there is required some help. They drove all away the ones that could. And also, they did not stand for what it was that was good. Their actions proved this. That is why the mountain did not move. But for the one that helped another, showed the proper morals to another, ones notice such things as this. Mountains move much easier in the midst of this. And for what it is, the one that talked negativity, a double-edged knife. That is the only thing they happen to see. So when it is that the battle chooses you, which of the two do you want to be you? That can be applied in many different aspects, including your aspirations and those kinds of aspects. I'll give you an example in my own life. I went to the store recently. There was a guy that talked about the way that he played a game all the time, and all of a sudden streaming came up by another guy. The guy's face, you could see that he was not someone that was confident upon the fact he could. Said, hey man, all you gotta do is do it. I'm doing it. You can do it. All you gotta do is be yourself. Should have seen the smile on that guy's face after I said that. I could have easily walked away and not revealed that. Or maybe you might have something that you might have an issue with. But you see someone else that's having the same thing. Maybe you might be able to help. Oh, you know what? This works for me. The battle chose. I decided if I was going to fight it or not. Gave a little bit more confidence to that person in that spot when I could have chose to not. You have the same choice as well. So when this battle shows itself, what will you do? It's not always that you choose it. Sometimes, because of what it is you do, it chooses you. Or what field do you wish to be in? There's a battle that chooses you, for you have the thought to be in, do you not? But you choose if you fight that battle or not. Are you going to live with regret because you did not? Think about it. When there might be something that you see, you know you do not accept, you do not act. After the event, how long do you think about it? Do you realize how long you would have thought about it if you would have acted? It haunts you for a while. Would you rather have a good feeling about what it is you've done or a bad one? It's your choice, good or bad one. When the battle chooses you, which one do you wish to be you? The one that feels bad upon what it is you have done, or one that feels good? You have the choice. So when it chooses you, what different will you do? Or will it be the same old thing? Maybe a new habit you must do, or something to make that be seen? Maybe one that you need to cut out. What do you need to do to be the one that is victorious within? To win this battle that is upon your Helms deep. The one that picks who it is they will fight. Even if it is that you do not choose to fight, or do not seek it, it will seek you out. Will you fight it or back down? You decide this daily. May not realize you do, but you do. Multiple resources to do so, too. Will you fight in a way that is honorable as well? Or will you play dirty and be disqualified? Especially if one notices you did such things. To cheat among the fight. Do you see that as right? Yet another moral of what it is I speak. as the battle picks you. Are these morals you claim, or want to be, truthfully what it is you wish to be? Or is it something you just kinda wanna see? Kinda believe? Of course, you might wonder upon the cheating thing. Fairly easy for this to be understood and seen. So that you might understand. Maybe you claim you've done something, but it was not you that did so. But you get the credit for what it is you said you did so. Or you do something that you know is not right, but at the time, most people don't notice upon that time. But later on, it's found that you did such a thing. Would that be something that you would like another to see? Or do you wish to do so in a respectable way? There's multiple ways that cheating can be done. Non-honorable, non-respectable. Just think of any word that describes such things as that. It's pretty easy when you understand that. But as it chooses you as far as the battle, will you engage in such things as it is that you fight your battle? What happens if it is that you're pursuing that, and something unexpected happens with that? Caught off guard for what it is you did not expect for what it is. Caught in the act. So much so, later, you have to admit that. Would that not embarrass for what it is that you were fighting for? Would it? So as the battle picks you, something moral you choose to do? Or is that statement something that does not apply to you? Many times the battle picks you, never wishing that it happened to pick you. Do you wish to win? Do you wish to not? How far would you go to ensure that you did upon that spot? If it was that you were to, no question that you were to, but another acted in a way that they should have not. How differently would you engage in that spot? Would you be one that were to back down? Would you be one in the battle that picked you, for you did not pick it? Would you admit defeat, or would you not? Are you willing to stand your ground firm? As far as whatever it is you believe, whatever it is that you wish to see. Or will it be proven that you do not? You're the one that decides this. For when that challenge comes before you, and you do nothing, just remember this. You have the ability to do something, but it is you that chooses not to. Does not always mean that you will always get what it is you seek. But if you shoot for the stars and miss, it is better than to shoot and not aim at all. At least you tried. Instead of being able to say, I never tried at all. Which of the two do you wish to be? One that aims for the stars? Or one that aims too low? And your full potential, it does not show. Regardless if it is circumstance or what it is you wish to pursue. Do you not realize there's a lot that is controlled by you? It can buy even though it goes by. Your day to day, not knowing that the war chooses you upon this day. For war is a battle, is it not? Of course, your Helms deep. It is the one that is within the war at this spot. Each has their own, easily defended, for it is your own. And you'll have to give me a second because apparently my alarm is going off for no reason. I might just wait for it to go off. Don't really want to get up and deal with it. Sound familiar? I know it's on my doorstep, but I ain't gonna do nothing. And you wonder why you don't get what it is that you're trying to get. Okay, then. Figure that out. But then, some complain about such things. When the war is right there, against your morals, what it is you stand for. But you do nothing? If it is you actually believe in that, shouldn't you do something? I might actually have to take care of that because it's driving me bonkers. Okay, so we'll have to do this for a second. Okay, sorry. Funny thing about it is my alarm was not even set for that time. I've had weird things happen with my alarm like that before. Have you? So, when your alarm goes off, as far as the fact there's a battle that happens to approach, regardless of its circumstance or not, are you going to acknowledge it or are you not? Will you do something? Will you stand there? Will it be as if you do not stand there? Sorry for the short interruption, but it kind of works. Because now we can speak about that. So in this battle that picks you, is there an alarm going off right in front of you to alert you of such things? Do you notice such things? I know you might think, what is the alarm? You noticing. If you notice, that's an alarm going off, just so you know. I mean, if it catches your attention, you're like, huh? That's something that just surprised you, that you did not expect. Do things like that happen? In this battle that picks you? Do you choose for what it is that you will do? Or do you not? Do you even fight against what it is that should not be there? As far as the situation, if it's a bad situation, why would you not try to change it to a better one? A lot of times, for what it is that you use on a daily basis, do you know how that was came up for you to be able to use on a daily basis? Say like house cleaners or vacuums and anything else you can think of that you use on a daily basis. A plate, your phone. Do you realize that was a solution to a problem at one time? Did you know that? New inventions coming out. Like the little vacuums that do it themselves. That was to solve the problem. Sometimes people work so much that they're not able to do it themselves. Simple things you use upon every day was a solution to a problem or a battle that picked them upon that day. Do you have something that you can bring to the table to fix a problem? You realize how many inventions do not actually get to be? Because one was not willing to let another see? When what you are seeing now could have been produced years ago. But it was because of what someone they happened to say no. That's another good example of when the battle happens to pick you. Or defending your Helms deep. In case you have not happened to see on these two characters that I have done this video on. These are two different speeches. Motivational poetry that I have done. First one's name was Helms Deep. This one, Battle That Picks You, or Fight That Picks You. Combined it. Those were only 10 minutes long, though. I will admit, it challenges me, even, to do so. To try to come up with something for an entire hour? About something that I spoke about for only 10 minutes? 1/10 of an hour? Or 1/6 of an hour? So, when it is that you defend your Helms Deep, as it is that the battle chooses you, what is it among these things will be done by you? Will you defend it? Do you know what it is that you defend? Will you be the one to stand in the end? Will you be one to help another? Or will you be one that tries to tear down another? So when it is that this battle happens to pick you, even if you are aware or not, will you hear the alarm upon this spot? Well, that looks like all the time I have for now, so until next time,